Now, I'm not sure what time I was supposed to be here. It says 11:40, so I'm a little bit early. So I'm just going to leave the camera, right? I'm just going to leave the camera here. We're going to put on a little bit of music right now. Let me see if I can get a little bit of music. Here we could. Okay. How is everybody? Don't have a hat. The hair is long on each side. I wish I can show you. Not sure what I should do to this. Don't like the red shirt. But I'm going to start with this video. Just give me 1 minute. Just need a hat. I want a hat. I guess any hat will do. Again, going to be starting in just 1 minute. It's going to be 11:40, so it'll say 25 minutes. Let me see, at the 25 mark, this begins. I just have a few more things to place, and like usual, I'm still not ready. No, not ready at all. Do I like to make these faces? Yes, I do. Do I like what I look like? Yes, I do. Does it encourage me? Yes, it does. Is it important that I'm happy and encouraged? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it does. Maybe, at, in, all these 2-letter words. If we actually knew what their definition and reality was, if we actually understood that if we use the letters A and T in small, would we have a 52-letter alphabet where we have the small ones, 1 through 26, and then the big ones, 27 through 52? Or are there some of the big ones that also start in the small ones, like the X? You can make the X in both houses, right? You can make the X. Let me just show you before we begin. No, we're gonna make. Just give me a minute. Let me come back here. So I'm going to show you some of the letters that we can make bigger and make smaller. So here is what it is. And there's nobody here yet. So I said we'll start at the 25. So I'm just going to wait for the 25. There it is. Okay. So we're going to go for the alphabet, right? And we're going to go A, like you see what A does, it goes on to 2 sides. But I can't even make an A out of here unless I made the A like that. That's my only way. So if it looks like an A, all of a sudden A equals to 48 and 6. Oh, why? Because the only way to get the straight line is to do that. And now what we have is possibly A reverse A. Now it's a question, unless you want to see it as X and X equaling to 48, but that's not 48. That would actually be, we have to add on another 15, and that would be 63. And now you're going to ask yourself that question, how in the world is that 63? Well, the X is the 24th letter. The other X is another 24th letter. When you put them both together, I see an O in the center. In fact, somebody might just say 60. Why? Because they see a diamond. The number for diamond is 60. But we can also have the lowercase reality to this, where X and X is both 6 and 6, lowercase, instead of what is 24 and 24, 2 and 4, 6, 2 and 4, 6, to where they both equal to what is 3. Now we have the O in the center. The O is the 15th letter. So now we have 2 and 4 and 15 and 2 and 4. So now we have 666, but we don't have 666 in, like, it's not the same 666. The 2466 will create an 86 equaling to 14. The 15 will create a 6 and 5 equaling to 11. And what do you know from that? See that no and KN come together, also known as 5 and 2, and we can have B and E. unless you want to count all the families. See, this is in the same family as that, as in this. So all of a sudden, we have to put the letter W because W is missing from here. And the T is missing from here. And we've made up the family, right? Inside of this, we have Ben, 10, we have Ken. So Ken is telling me something. Ben is telling me something. In the house we are born, right? Number 25, we are prisoner to the house for life. 25 is a reference to life. I think 25 is also reference to your one of the anniversaries. I don't know if it's gold, silver, or diamond. I don't know which one. But every time you get a number, there's a story. There's some kind of story somewhere, right? Some kind of story has been told about the number like 31 and 26. What's 26? Well, for me, 26, you should go all the way around Monopoly, and I think you get to B and O. I'm not sure if you get to reading. I think Pennsylvania is on there. Reading Pennsylvania, B and O. These are the railways in Monopoly, because mostly and everything that I talk about is something that has happened in this world. So now what we have right now is we had X, and we had O. And that's number 63 on the high side. On the low side, it's 6, 7, 5 is 12, 13, 14. It equals to 18. Well, of course it equals to 18. It's 666. But when we do the mathematics, right? 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 6 and 8, 14. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 6 and 5, 11. The total is 25. Now, if we continue the math with this, 6 and 8 equals to 14, right? We also have 6 times 8 equals to 48. And 14 equals to 62. Now we have this one over here. Is 30 equals to 41. Did I get this right? No, this is 30. Sorry. This is 30. This equals to 41. Well, it just so happens the queen and the king are number 62 and 41, 103. It just so happens that Earth is 52 and Mars is 51, 103. It just so happens that the word 7 in French with ember equals to 103, as well does matter and energy, or the residency of the angel, right, in creation. Mercury also equals to 103. Here we have 8 and 5 coming together to make 103. Here we have 13 coming together to create 103. Sorry, 8 and 5, and here I have 7 and 6. And then I have 1 and 3 and 1 and 3. So 13 is going to lead up to the DNA and the moon. But what's funny about the DNA is it starts at number 5. It starts with AD. Is that after the death? How can A, B, C, D, which is on each end, should I be going A, B, C, D again, or C, B, A? Or should I go A, B, C, D, and then A, B, C, D again and do it twice? So what happens over here, and why is it this? Well, we have the A and D. Is it A and B that started everything, or was it A and D and B and C? Both of them add up to 55, the half-life. 48, the 84 is for Pluto. 48 is going to be for ring. 48 is going to be to buy and to sell. 48 is going to be the pole. Put that ring on this pole. So what is the hole in the center of the ring where the pole fits in? What do we call the hole in the pole? See, pole is 48. It's 8 less than what is P. 8 less than what is P is the hole in the pole. Here's the pole, and I need the ring with the hole for my finger to get on. So this is going to be 8 less, so the hole will be 40. around and around for the 40 days you go, and your 30 is day creation. 30 and 19, 49 represents 8, meaning to go. Go equaling to 22, which is 8. 22 is bust. 22 is part of the numeric system. How is 22 part of the numeric system? And are you lost? It's all over here, my friends. It's all over here. Bring your friends up to the game. Of course, we travel in triangles. So you three show up to one part of my triangle, and there's 3 parts to my triangle. Let me see if we can put this in. So here's a triangle, and you show up to my triangle. So you show up here like that. And all of you join, and we play one-on-one. You 3 against me, 1 over here. You 3 against me, 3. But I'm only 1. Right? I'm going to show you something about that in a minute also. Maybe we'll back up a page or 2 or 3. All triangles, all meeting at the center. So when I take this triangle here, slanted this way, with a right over here, that's the 1-4 triangle. If I take this triangle over here, like that, that's the 2-3 triangle. This one and this one. What happens if I took this one and brought it over to this one? 1-4 with 2-3, 2 and 3 5, 1 and 4 5. What happens to that? Right? So let's see if I can do that. We're gonna go 1 2 3 4, right? Then I'm gonna come up here and then go over here, and this is my 2-3 triangle. Now I'm gonna take the 1-4 triangle. Nope, wait. What triangle was this? Now I'm gonna take the 1-4 triangle, right, and do that. Now what's gonna happen with this triangle, right, is just give me a second. Is it's going to do that, and it's going to do that. That's what these two will do. What if I took this one over here, the 6-9 with the 1-4? Well, I did it over here. I took the 6-9 triangle, and I put it over the 1-4 triangle. And that was 11. What was 6 and 5 together is 11. Now I take this triangle. See that triangle here and here? See where that triangle is? Here and here, right? So that's the 2-3 triangle. And this one, let's see. Let me see what this one is. Down straight over here. And that's a 7-8 triangle. So that's a 7-8 and the 2-3. And I brought them together. And they created that. Now, if you want to know where one of the triangles come from, one of my questions is, we have the number 7. And if I just close the door on the number 7, we also have what is to be noted as number 1. So now if I just close the door on number 1, or I create number 1 that way. So do we have this one and this one looking as the 7 and the 1? And if this looks like the 7 and the 1, this is actually the 2-3 with the 7-8. This equals to a total of 101 or 92. Single digit count, 7 and 2, 9. House of bait, 9, 11 from this triangle. If I want to go up to the secondary triangle that we put together, the 1 and 4 and the 6 and 9, here we have a total of 83 ape or 74 energy, 74 power. Oh no, power is 77. 74 Jesus as 11 will create angels. So when we start connecting, now if I connect 47 to 63, right? We're going to connect 47 to 60. See this 3, 6 over here, right? So we're going to take this 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I can't take a 3. Otherwise, if I take a 3, I end up with that at the end in the center of an area. So we take 36. Now we take 78. So we take 78, right? Like that. And did I get that right? Should I be running it up here? Or should I start it here? Let me see. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with this. Okay, I'm going to go this way. All right, I'm going to go that way. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I would have did it 4, right? I would have went 1, 2, 3, 4 over here and come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would be either this one or it would be the outer one. So I can do a 5 and I can do a 4 to create this. It'll have one movement, and then separation will be different. You see the separation I have in here? I have 1.5 separation. Over here, I have 2 separation on the left, 2 separation on the right. So when we put this together, 4, 7, and 3, 6. Now the thing is, right, with this, I could have also said, right, see this one over here, 96 and 14, or 69 and 14. Or I could have went 69 and 41, or 69. Oh, I did that, or 96. Did I get that right? Oh, and 41, sorry. So when I do these again, here I get the 83 or I get the 74. Here I get the 110, the towers come down, right? Or I get 11. Over here, I get either 110 again, or I get 9 and 1 is 10, becomes 11. And then this one over here, 96 over 41, is either 137 or 47 when these two come together. The same thing with that'll happen over here. The next small thing I wanted to mention, and I'm going to draw this out for you again so I have it neatly on the paper. Give me 1 second to set this up. Take a look, see if you can figure anything out over here. I have to take a look at something. Okay, so this is what it is. Let me show you. When I draw a line like this, if you can notice, I'm going between every single box. So they're all half boxes. Every single one is a half box, right? Now, if I want to make this smaller, I would then go like this. And my count here would be 1 area, 2 areas, 3 areas, 4 areas, 5. So we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. We have a 5 area, and then we have a 4 area, a 3 area, a 2 area, and a 1 area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So this scenario is going to tell me about 10, 10, right? If I use the corner area, it'll tell me 10 and 15, or how about just using the word joy? 10 is the letter J, 15 is the letter O, 25 is the letter for joy, right? Now, if I wanted, I can do the same design, okay? And instead of going here, I'm going to go here and leave a full space.
Okay, I'll just leave a full space, right? Now, if I want to stop expanding, I'll stop expanding. I'll leave a full space all the same. So what would we call the difference between this one and that one? Can I say we have one area, 3 areas, 5 areas, 7 areas, 5 areas, 3 areas, and 1 area? See that 3 areas? So in this scenario, because I skipped a space, it went by 2s. Here, because I didn't skip a space, it goes by 1s. So if we're talking anything to do with a whole number, we have to be the whole number when counting by 2s. When counting by 1s, only becomes something that's divided. So now in this scenario, if I go over to the game roulette, right? Okay, number 1 is telling me another story. Number 1 in roulette tells me that the 1 and the 19 are red. It shows me that the 10 and the 28 are black. Note that red is 27, black, okay, is 29 or 911. So now we're seeing a difference. So we're saying it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Also, here's 1. When I count A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, it equals to 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So it's showing me it's half on this side, and then it's half on that side. Now, if we want to go a step deeper, usually in those games, they can call this high and low, but they can also call it number 1. And this ace shows me it can be divided and remain the ace, telling me it's 1. It's also used as 11. So because it can be used as 11, it's telling me again it's divided with 1 and 1. And now we're going to use the word sun, because the sun is 19th letter and the 21st letter and the 14th letter. 1 and 9, 10, 2 and 1, 3, 1 and 4, 5. So now it's telling me the sun can be divided. And this is everything. Now we know the 1 equals to 3 and 4. And we know the 3 and 4 are divided. The 3 is on one side of the cube. The 4 is on the other side of the cube. And you know what's funny? The 1 is on one side of the cube. The 6 is on the other side of the cube. 6 equals to 52. And with 52, the 5 is on one side of the cube. The 2 is on the other side. So every single story, it's telling me about that. It's telling me about division. Now, what happens if we went to the alphabet? Well, the 13th letter is the M, and the 14th letter is the N. And the division of the alphabet is between M and N at 13.5. If we want to see another roadway that's going to tell us about the separation between 1 and that 1 is a half value, is what happens is we have the orange, which is the 13 ball, and we have the orange in pool, which is the 5 ball. And one is a solid, one is a stripe, and these balls, okay, have to go around on each side of the 8th ball. Each ball goes around the 8 ball. Just to note that there are 45 double numbers up to 99. And just to note, okay, that A, B, C, D are your primary building numbers. So that's an extra 4, right? But there's 45 double numbers. 8 ball, green is to go. Go is number 22. Green is number 49. Obviously, it comes from a stop. There's also the word 8 equals to 49. And when you get married, you put the ring on the pole through the hole. So you have the hole is 40, and you have the ring is 48, and you have the pole, matching pole is 48. Pluto is 84. the Mars is 51. That equals to 135. It just so happens, right, that the Giza pyramid, right? I'm gonna have to look that up. Just give me a second. Breaking off from my thinking. The Giza pyramid, 51, 28, or 84 separation or angle. So here's that Giza pyramid. I'm trying to look for one of the angle. Giza pyramid, 5184. The Great Pyramid of Giza, 5184. So I'm getting that properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts, right? Each one of these are pyramids in themselves. Each one of these can be counted for what? Are they flat sides in between here? Or are they angled sides in between all of these? If all of these were only flat, it's going to show an area gap in between. Or are they embeveled inside? 396, 417, 528. Do I have to go any further than this? 648 fits with the sun. 396, 444 equals to 12. 1 plus 1 equals to 2. 9 times 1, 6 times 7 will equal to 6. So they're all different ways of how to achieve the numbers. Irregardless, 5184. Mars and Pluto come together in this one over here. 5184. 6 and 3. That's the house. So now we're going to just get rid of that. Go back to this paper, see where we were. Yes, this is not only the 4th finger, it's also the 9th finger. It's also the 14th finger. It's also the 19th finger. It's also the 2nd finger. It's also the 12th finger, as it's the 7th finger and the 17th finger. 17, part of the Mars gateway. 3 times 17 is 51. 17 and 28 when bringing it down to its primary factorial. But this one can also be created by 52, and this one could be created by 18. 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 equals 9 and 8, 17. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 equals to 10 and 7, 17. Other ways to this is number 88. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 8 times 8 is 64. 6 and 4 is 10. 1 plus 6 is 1. So through 88 in itself. 2s will create 8. 5s will create 8. 5 times 5, 25. 2 and 5 is 7. 5 plus 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. So they all work back into Mars. This is the cycle. 4 dice cubes of 21 dots equaling to 84. Creating the cycles of 3 moons and 4 cubes. So back to this over here, you see where we go the half space, it counts as 1s. Where we move a full space, it counts as 2s, telling me 1 is the half space. Telling me the ace 1 can be divided and remain 1. It's telling me 1 and 1 will create 11. It tells me that the sun, which is 1, 3, and 5, the ace, when you spell it out, ace, it equals to 1, 3, and 5. The 13.5, also to be noted, if you want to use matter and energy, the M letter and the E for energy, where it's the orange ball in the game of pool. The sun, the 19th letter, the U, the 21st letter, the N, the 5th letter, the 14th letter. 1 and 4 equals to 5, 2 and 1 equals to 3, 1 and 9 equals to 10, 1 plus 0 equals to 1. Where we have this side and then we have this side. When we go to the roulette table, the 1, red, black, red, black. This side, this side, this side, this side. So when we're counting this, it's showing that 1 is only a half life. That what 2 is showing me a whole life between 1. When counting this way, if I should go ahead and do this, first of all, I didn't do my double split in the center, right? Or that means I have to drag. The only way I can do this is I have to take this one here. Let me do this again before I do I'm going to take this one, this one over here. Now, in order to do that, I do that over here. That's how I can create that area space, that area space, and that area space. Should I put the candle in between? So we have how many spaces here? We counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm only counting the corners, 5 and 5 corners on this one over here. If I didn't put this 7, I could have put this the same thing over here without putting the 7, right? But I did put the 7. So do I have to count to that 7? Is it an obligatory to count to that 7? Should I be going 7 and 7 is my question? I just close it here, so now it might look a little confusing, right? I'm just going to close it up like that. So this is where you count whole spaces. This is where you're counting whole spaces. But this one, because of this one is now shared. But in this design, the 7 is now shared. Here, it's this area over here shared. So if I'm only counting what should I be counting in here? 1, 2, should I be counting only the whole ones? 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2 half spaces? Or should I be counting this? You see, when I did it by the line, it looked like one thing. Now that I'm closing it off, it looks like something else, right? And here, if I was only counting it by the line, this would be 1, this would be 3, 1. Well, you have it over there. 1, 3, 5 equals to 9, and then 1, 3, 5 equals to 9. So your 9 and 9 come together. 1 line, 3 lines, 5 lines, 9. 1 line, and then when I bring it together, okay, the center of this 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5 will give me my 18. Now, this one is a little bit different, and also you can see it is different. In both cases, we have a sort of a hexagon, just different ways we got to it. Telling us different stories. I'm not sure what those stories are yet, but if you take a look, you have the queen, her hat is like this. So back to the story is that this one and this one are not the same. In fact, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's funny. If I would have went to 7 in here, did I 1, 2, 3, 4? I only have 5 boxes. Would it have been as big as this one if I went to 7? Right? If I went to 7, would it be as big as this one? I'm just trying to think of something. But 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, in one of them, I have 7 lines. In the other one, I have 9 lines, right? In this one here. And if I would have made it bigger, would it be the same amount of lines? I'd like to make that one bigger and see what would have happened, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now you got to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now this one over here, when you get 7 here, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I could have made 7 and 7 in that. We're going to do the 7 and 7 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, how do I make another 7? How can I make another 7 and go 7, 7? Is it possible? I can't go to here, right? The only place I can do it is if I went a complete space in between. Let's see if this worked out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we automatically have to create that space, which is going to be called a full space or a 2 space. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went 7. Now this space where 8 should have gone is no longer there. And this space where the other 7 is, right, should be the 9 area. Instead, it's now the 7th area. And then we're going to go on and go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So when we're doing all this work, I mean, there's obligations to follow according to the cells. So we went all single movements, then 2, then we moved the whole area. 2 is a whole area, 1 is a half area. So if we're going 1 and 2 equaling to 3, right? We're talking about a half area. So if we do that and we look at this, oh my God, here's 2, here's 3. We now chop this to 1.5 for each side to where it was whole over here. 3 divided by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Every single dot in here has a 5 value. If you add them all up, it equals to 45. There should be 45 here. Now, if I take the 45 and put it in here, it's something different. Remember, there's voided spaces. See that? There's other things about this, right? And we have to understand that each one of these corners is 3 times the value. 1 equals to 3. 3 equals to 9. 7 equals to 21. And 9 equals to 27. That 2 equals to 4. And 4 equals to 8. And 6 equals to 12. And 8 equals to 16. So we're going to go 3, 9, 3, 9, 4, 8, 3, 7. Now, where in the world do I get this? Where do I get that information from? Oh my God, I'm going to drive myself crazy. But it was delivered to me. I found it in a game. 9 to a face. They all look like a cube. 3 colors to a corner. A single cube, 3 times. 2 colors over here, 2 times. 1 color over here, 1 time. The skeletons of life. Hidden under the bed. Hidden in the closet. Could be a button on your shirt. Whichever way you want to go to understand that reality, to understand the reality, what we are being taught, what we are retaining in the games we play, and do the games we play have any bearing on our lives? A while ago, I wanted to talk about the alphabet, so I'm going to go back to just one thing about the alphabet, is that there's lowercase, and then they call them capitals. So there's the first 26 letters and the second 26 letters. It just so happens that, is it possible that this is C or that this is C, right? Or is this C? I don't know. Is it possible that E shows up like this? And the reason for the short arm is because it's on an angle and that arm goes out the back. And where do I notice that? I notice that in certain letters. And you can't stop a letter in the center, right? Like if I went like this and wanted to create the B letter, right? I would start my B letter this way by going back here because I started in the halfway of a space, right? You notice the way the B, how small it is over here and how large it is over here because of its obligation. That when I started with this line, I started on the cross, and all I did was basically add the letter R to it. So you have the basic letter of C, and then you have the letter D, right? That'll take up 2 spaces. And then you have F and G and H, right? And then the H can be in both worlds. And it all depends, are we making it this small, the H? According to roulette, if you're going to put a chip down, you put the chip down here using up these 4 areas, or put it between these 2 areas. Can you use all 6? Well, if you put a chip here, you get all these 6, or you put it in the dozen to get 12. Well, now how the artwork will work out, right? When we get 12, we get 3 times 4 to the dozen, or 4 times 3 to the dozen. I work with 4 and 3. The in-between half world of 1 is in between 4 and 3, and not in any other world. And just to note, when you see 1 and 2, always refer to 1 and 2 as this over here. I'm going to explain something that, just give me a second. Wow, I lost my trend of thought. Yes, when you divide the 1 by 3, it becomes 0.333. When you divide the 2 by 3, it becomes 0.666. When you get to the 4, it becomes 1 point, and then the 5, it becomes 2 points. When you get to the 7, it becomes 2.333, and the 8. When you get to the 10 divided by 3, it equals to 3.333. When you get to the 19, the 13 divided by 3, it's going to be 4.333, and then 5.333, and you keep going up to 9, right? So you're going to go 147, 147, 147. You're going to go up to, I think, 19, right? 19 is the other side. Divided by 3 equals to 6.333, and that's 19 divided by 3. And then on this side, it doesn't work out. We're going to go into the center here, and we're going to use, I think, 18. Is that what it is? No, it's not 18. 2, 5, 8, 12, 11, 17. Okay, 17 or 20. So we're going to go 20 divided by 3 equals 20 divided by 3 is 6666. Or we can go 17 divided by 3 equals 5.666. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go 16 divided by 3 equals 5.333. And the reason I do this, okay, is because I absolutely know that anything that adds up to 1, 4, or 7 will always equal to this 0.33 at the end, regardless of the number in front. And anything that adds up to 2, 5, and 8, I mean, you can say, I can use any number. Like, it's got to add up to 2, 5, and 8 to a single digit. 9, 17, 28, 29, 30. No, so I'm going to have to add on 2, 32. So that's a 5. When I divide that by 3, we'll get 0.666. Divided by 3, and we're always going to end up with the 0.666 at the end, right? Let's say I do this. 13, I got 20. 7 and 13 is 20. So that's going to be 0.666 at the end also. That's that reality. That's the way it works. And we saw what happened over here. Whatever the end result of this is going to tell me that this is number 7 in here. So now if I play these rolls, 1, and then I got 2, and then I got 3. So I'm going to have 1 through 6, right, equals to what is 21. Then I'm going to have the 7 rule and then the 21 rule over here when I'm adding this up. I got the 7 lines and the 7 lines. But at the same time I'm doing that, I'm missing out on this mark in the center over here. Right? Is it a short mark, or do I have to make it a long mark that adds up in between? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's an 8 missing. That is that gateway passage I am assuming. That 8 missing is my pass now. So we have 42 and 7 is 49, and 8 is 57, and that is the same numeric value to the moon. In this one, where there's nothing missing in this one, okay, I end up to 49. Now, the second part about this is when we do it this way, there is no half area in this scenario. So this one will be 1, and this will be 3, and this will be 5, and this will be 7. And then we can do it up this way and settle like that way. And here, there's nothing missing when we do another 7, right? And then we're just going to, let me see if I close it off here, right? And then we're going to work off with 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1. This is where the sun system comes in. Worlds of 2 different angles collide together. In this one, right, Should I use the numbers of 2, right? 1, 3, 5, and 7. So this one will be 9. This one will be 9. And then inside this will be 7. So we'll have the total of 1825 plus it'll be 16 or 16 as that reality. And when it comes to that, the 17 will fit into Mars and the 19 is going to fit into the moon. At the same time, I want to show you that these two fingers are both 17 and 19, depending how you count. They're also 2 and 7. 2 and 7 and 12 and 17 and 9 and 19. 1, 9, 8, 3, 7, 2. September, the high birth comes. The house of bait to ape in the heavens of the spirit. This is your house of bait. Now, I put this out of order. Should it have been out of order? I don't know. Well, 2 and 7 came together. 12 is on the other side. Should I put 2 and 14, 2 and 12, 14 for your DNA? So, and now we're going to understand. So now we understand how this works, right? We understand how this works. And we can also use, see, we use separation in here, right? Hold on a second. I think I miscounted this one. 1, 3, 5, 7, 7. So this one I did 7, 7. 97.7 Shom FM. Here come the pigs, right? So this one was 23 and this one was 23. Win a big red sun inside of this one. Your E gate comes together right over here because we have equal matching. The other one would have just been 7. So we have 14 and 9 is 23. The total is 32. Mars Ram is 32. It'll create 11. The reason I did this was because of the colors. So it told me to multiply my numbers. Another thing I was going to show on here was, so yes, so we had 1, 3, 7, and 9 equaling to 3. It's multiplied by 3 equals to 3, 9, 21, 27. Then you have 2, 4, 6, 8. Multiplied by 2 equaling to 4, 8, 12, and 20. By the way, this will go Monopoly. We're going to end up with this 13 by 13, right? Which is 1. It's going to be 6, 1, 6 with a 2, 4, 1, 4, 2 setup. And we have this mark over here is going to be Mars. This one over here is going to be Earth. 33. This is going to be 52 Earth. 33 V11. And here's going to be 51 Mars and 22 for ape. And this is going to be V1. Let's do this. Right? And Mars gets the corners of Monopoly. Earth gets the center. So Mars gets the corner. Now, all corners possibly could be connected to the trains, right? To the trains of Earth. Only because when you do the Monopoly board, right? See, you have the center core over here, the Monopoly, which is A. So now you know 5 position is times 1 equaling to 5. That would be that right over here, right? If I would restructure that, I'm just going to do this real quick. Um, 5, 3, 9, 21, 27, 2, 8, 12, 16. Oh, 4. Sorry. 4, 8, 12, 16. 32 and 3 is 36. 27 and 8. Sorry, it's 35. Sorry for myself. 21 and 14 is 35. 16 and 9 is 25. 12 and 13 is 25. 21 and 12 is 32. 27, 39, 48. 9, 4, and 3 is 16. 27 and 21. No, these are the totals from the bottom. Oh, no, they're not. 48, 58. Is that 60? 21, 37, 47, 57, 64. This one's 32. Let me see if I got this right. 27, 39, 48. So now, if I use the star system here, okay, I'm going to get 25 and 25. This 25, right? I'm going to show you what system I'm using. I'm going to take that, right? 25 and 25. And I'm going to take that one and 35. So I'm going to get 877. I'm going to get 50. I'm going to get 85. My next one that I'm going to do, if I want to do them all and add in the last line, right? If I want to add in the last line over here, the last line over here is going to be 3 plus 5 plus 27 equals to 35. So we have two 35s. If I add another 35, I have 120. That would be 1/3 of the cycle of stars. We would need 3 of these in order to complete. We need 3 of them in order to complete 360 degrees. But then we need 4 of them. So we have to multiply it by 3 and then multiply it by 4. And then we have 1440. But this is only a part creation because full creation is on 6 days when you have 8640. And we live in a split world where 432 comes in vibration, right? That's why we live in the half world of 1, where we all go. We're only part of who we are, 432 and 432. We live in the sun systems because 2 of these is the sun systems. It's also the seconds in the day. This would be 8640, which is what we also have to note. I'm going to have to turn back the page for the 168 hours in a week. That in the Monopoly game, there's 168 areas that surround this one area here. So what is that? 864 divided by 168. 864 divided by 168. Boy, we come from Pluto number 84, so it's 2 times 84. I'm just trying to remember where that 168 fit into the. I don't remember where that fit in. 1680, 324. Wow. Anyways, it comes from the half-life. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 equals 16, and 8 equals to 24. That's what this comes from. And then 6 and 1 equals to 7. So it becomes 7 and 8. 7 and 8, it plays from the 6th position. 6 and 15 and 24 and 33 equals to 78. It's also known as number 12. The word 12 is 87. 17 mathematically will create 8 and 7 equaling to 15. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. October is 78. The word 12 is 87. This is one notch before we hit the spirit number of 91, and 91 brings in AI, 2 worlds. And it brings in 2 worlds through the moon, the electric moon. It's the diesel salty moon that moves with the oceans. To note that electric is 75 and that moon is 57 is that 3 times 19 equals 57, and 3 by 25 equals to 75, and 44 is for space. It's also for teen space. Is it teen 10, meaning 2 worlds of space? It divides up what is the night and the day equaling to the 24 hours that split the gateway into the house and your DNA through AD. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 equals to 24. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 create 8 and 6. So we go to the cubic house. And we know that 44 reduces to 33, to where that 53 reduces to 24, to where that 62 reduces to where 15 is. So we go to what is we go to what is 53, and then we see if there's any truth. And we go to 62, and we see if there's any truth. And we go to 44, and we see if there's any truth. Now, one of my questions is 6 times 2 equals to 12. 6 plus 2 equals to 8. 12 and 8 equals to 20. Okay. Now 5 and 1 is the opposite. 5 times 1 equals to 5. 5 plus 1 equals to 6. 6 and 5 equals to 11. 1 and 1 is 2, and 2 plus 0 is 2. Oh, that's pretty weird. Well, let's go to this one over here. 5 times 3 equals to 15. 5 plus 3 equals to 8. 8 and 15 equals to 23 equals to 5. Well, we got 2 and 4. 2 times 4 equals to 8. Hey, look, we got a match. 2 plus 4 equals to 6. 6 plus 8 equals to 14. 1 and 4 equals to 5. After the death, before the Christ. A, B, C, D, and so now we have 23.5. If we double that up, right? Here we double it up, we get 29 to birth. Here we get 47, we get time birth. 47 is time. And then 29 would be birth in the IT system, 5 times 4, 5 plus 4. And that's the sun systems, divided sun systems. So now we can see they both came up. What about the last two? 4 times 4 equals to 16. 4 plus 4 equals to 8. 8 and 16 equals to 24. Well, that equals to 6. What about 3? Well, we get 3 times 3. 3 plus 3 equals to 6 and 9. 6 and 9, right, equals to what is 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. So each one of these mathematics come into their own house. All we're missing is the void now, the void that goes along with it. So if we want to run on and go into the void, or do we want to count this over here? In order to get these numbers, 13 and 31 and 13 equals to 57. 31 and 13 and 31 is 75. We run a 313 cycle to the leap year to where the 29th day in February, the second month, the 29th day. Also to note that April 1st which was once the 91st day for spirit, is now the 92nd, okay, for the second world. What was once now noted to be the half-life is now noted to be 2. You remember we spoke about the difference between 1 and 2? We can run it in the half-life in 2 worlds. We can run it in the whole life, 2 worlds in 1. I'm trying to figure out which way to go with that. This becomes the IT system. And then it becomes the poisson, or the sperm, which, if I can remember, I think it's 71, 19, 35, 45, 55, 58, 68, 71. Right. So that shows up that it can go through a gateway 1 and 7, where 88, 52, 18 will all create this. This will create it in 64 and 16, 1 and 6, 7, 6 and 4, 10, 1 plus 0, 1. This will create it in 10 and 7, 5 times 2, 5 plus 2. And this will create it in the high birth, 1 times 8, 1 plus 8. This comes out of Jupiter, Jupiter, right? This will rebound and equal to 8. Although it starts off as 7, it equals to 8 in full formation. Although this starts off, right, as 7, 17, 1 and 7, 8 in full formation. This starts off in 9 and revert. This starts off in 9 and revolves into 17, or 8, 8, 8 in full formation, or gold, silver, and bronze, because of their numeric value, that this is a natural 8. And then you can see this one will equal to 40, and 13 equals to 53, 8, to where this one here will equal to 24, and 11 equaling to 35, 8. So they all become 8, 8, 8, gold, silver, and bronze, 1, 2, and 3. Now, when it says 1, 2, 3, is it talking about the circles? I don't know. So we saw what happened over here, according to Rubik's Cube, telling me these stories. Now, if I go to the 4 corners, right, just running off what the story is from Rubik's Cube, I get 12, 33, 43, 53. I end up with the 4 corners of 60. Or if I go the inside, 4 and 8 and 16 and and 12, this equals to 28, 38. This equals to 40. Shows me a 40-60 separation. 4, 8, 16, 4, 8. Well, there's got to be a mistake in here somewhere. This is, oh, right, this is only giving me 2 times, 2 times, 2 times. So no, that's right. 4, 8, 12, 16, 28, 28, and 12 is 40. So that's exactly what it gives me. On the short count, it's 3, 9, 3, 9, equaling to 18 and 6, equaling to 24. And here it's 4, 8, 7, and 3, equaling to what is 12, 10, and 12, 22. I like this. V and X come together, equaling to 46. Blue, Israel dividing the gates. 7 and 6. I'm just trying to see how they all come together. So we're going to leave it at that. Spoke about this. We spoke about that. We spoke about the dividing gates. Yes, the ABCD. I'm going to explain this a couple of videos ago. Okay. Just give me a second. I want to see something. I'm just making one little share. I have a comment I have to read. Okay. Just give me 1 second. We're trying to find that video. Okay, I got the video. Just give me a second. We're going to watch it in a minute. I just have to check something else. In fact, let's take a 1-minute break. Since nobody's here, I'm going to take a 2-minute break. I have two things to do. One is to look on my telephone for a second. And I want to take this opportunity just to say, do you believe in the Bible at all? Do you believe that there's a God? Do you believe that there's something else other than us? How did it come to be that we are in this situation? Why do we feel so real? Because we don't know the difference. We don't know the science behind everything that brings us to where we are. We can't even understand that. How can you hear me? Do you know how a wire works? How in the world do you hear me now? Isn't that magical? Because what you don't see, what you don't understand, is where the magic is. It bewilders the mind, but the minute you see it all going together, it's like it's a magic trick. Magic is real. It is just something that is quicker than your understanding. And inside all these numbers, inside these basic realities, are stories that prove, okay, if you ask the question, is it possible? At what point was somebody intelligent enough to make the calculator numbers, Rubik's Cube, the roulette wheel, have all these designs that you see in here that look so conformant to understanding how these numbers come together, or understanding that 666 comes together with all 222s, that 888 comes together, and all the corners noted to be what is 444. 222 crisscross corners, 444, 4 times 1776. Is this possible? So I'm warming up a little bit of water. Those of you who like to help out the channel, I'm trying to find a place that, I mean, I also accept, not that I really like to, but I can accept Bitcoin. But I know there's a big charge when you move it around, and I think it's a little cuckoo crazy. I started warming up the water. Now, I know most of us have very little or nothing, and having very little or nothing, how do we help out the channel? You know, whiteout would be some nice, more of these books, but I like when they're 80 pages at a time, or a gift card for a Bureau en Gros would be nice. I'd send out my address if you just leave me a note. You can find me somewhere with my email. I'm quite sure it shows up there. Okay, let me see where else I am. I'm just waiting for the tea to warm up. $72.86. $72.86. Wow, what time is it? What week was it last week? Okay, I remember. Okay, so where am I in here? No, that's not it. Okay, I'm right here. There's nobody here. The water is boiling. So I have the video here. I want to show you the video. Okay, here it is.
Not everybody has to be happy as me. But in this setup of the alphabet, they went over here and then they put the XYZ under the first set of letters. So there's 12 letters here and then 3 for.
So there's 15 letters on one side, right? 4, 8, 12. And there's a set of 3 numbers here and a set of 3 numbers here. Here it shows me 75, right? Divided up in a 3 area. Here's a 4 area, here's a 3 area, here's a crossing area. See the way? Here is above, here is below. Here is divided below, and here is living in between. Here could be 4 arrows, which could be 4 plugins. Here could be 1 plugin to live on each side of this world. I don't know what each one exactly does. This one will tell me 90 or 9. This one will tell me 120 or 3. This one will tell me about hockey, Rubik's Cube, the way the cube is divided up. Now, the Y angle is at 85, leaving me with the 170, 85 here, leaving me with 175.5 or something like that. I forget what that was, 175, 175. No, 137.5, I think it was. Anyways, there's 4 numbers, 8 numbers. There's 11 on one side. There's 15 on the other side. Well, let's just say KO, like a knockout. So what I did is I put the numbers over here. I said I'd come back and do that, right? So we have A, B, C, D here. This is also created by 6 times 4, 6 plus 4. Is this exact situation? This is giving this situation breaks down to 2 letters. Although it only adds up to 10, this mathematics will give me this answer completely. This one shows me the hand of God, and 3 times 3.5, okay, equals to 105. And that's telling me about the heart of the cube. 3.5 to get over to 7 on every single side. In the reality of your 3.5, right, is a 1.5 and a 2.5. The 3.5 centers the cube. So we're all looking, right, the centering the cube. How many cubby holes or spaces or slats? 1, 2, and 3. And remember, when I divide to look for 1, 2, or 3, when I'm looking for 1, I'm on levels. I'm on the 2nd level. Here, I'm on the 3rd level. Here, I should be on the 4th level, but I'm not. I'm now in between. 3 is telling me I'm in between. Why? I should be on the 3rd level, right? But at the same time, it's telling me I'm in between levels. I'm going to explain it to you is that 3.5 is the heart of this. So does that mean I've passed through it? 3.5 as I'm in the heart of this. I'm on the rotator that's in the center of this. 6 rotates, 6 center areas. So anyways, the end result is when you have A, B, C, D, it gives me a total of 34 and 14. This will lead me up to the moon. I'm going to explain that after. Hand of God, separation of the gateway inside IJKL. Inside of PQRS, it gives me a total of 70. It also gives me 3256. Did I get that right? 3256. 23256. Sorry about that. Equals to this number over here, or 4 times 175. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it's 9 that comes into this. 7 and 5, 12, and it's 4 that comes into that. I'm just trying to find out how the numbers come into each other. XYZ equals to 75, and it's going to tell me about electric. It's going to tell me about Mars electric. It's going to tell me about angels. It's going to tell me about 3 worlds. And again, electric back into the moon, 4 times 1875. Because A, B, C, D is what creates 1 again on the flip side. So it's a complete formation, right? It's complete formation back to 1 again. I just want to look at this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Now, if I needed to start where A was a half-life and I'm going into B, I need to start at B and have A as my half-life inside of C. So instead of going A, B, C, right, I'm going to go B, C, D. This will be 9. This will be 6. 1.5 times 6 equals to the 9. I'm living in this vibration over here. That vibration just so happens to be 432. I'm short of a pen. That vibration happens to be 432. The ABCD equals to 10. So if I'm flipping onto this side, shouldn't I want to flip back onto this side? How can I get my ABC to flip back onto 10? Or is it too late? Do I have to do ABC, BCD, CDE, and it would be 12? So my ABCD, let me look at it. Let me see if I can do this properly. I have to see how I flip, what number it switches to. First we have A, B, C. Then we have B, C, D. Then we have C, D, E. Then we have, remember, series of 3. Then we have D, E, F. So we did 3 scenarios over here, 6, 9, 12, and this one is 15. A, B, C, D, okay, equals to 10. A, B, C, D, E equals to 15. A, B, C, D, E, F equals to 21. This cube has 21 dots. Is it talking about anything to do with this cube? If so, I have to go here. And if so, I need the invert to F. F needs to come into the center. Okay, so now we need G, H, I equaling to a total of, do I get that right? Equaling to a total of 24. So now we have to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And that would equal to a total of 28. And it just so happens that Rabbit, the fourth zodiac sign, equals to 52. And that's the numeric value for Earth, to where the 24 by 7 equals to 168 hours in the week, to the 28 by 6 equals to 168 hours in a week. We're noted that Earth is to be 7V11, and to where Mars is going to be 6V1, to where Mars is number 51 and Earth is number 52. So we have to understand how our scales move up. And since I moved up only by 4 here, can I move up by 4 here? A, B, C, D, B, C, D, E, C, D, E, F, D, E, F, G, E, F, G, I. I have to understand how my cycles move. To note again that I flipped over for my first time over here. So if I count these as whole numbers, right, and I need another 4 to flip over again, I have to go 1, 2, 3, and now I'm going to have to go to H to flip back over again. Noting over here or over here. I went 1, 2, 3, and then I flip over here. And then I'm going to have to go again, 1, 2, 3. So I can't finish at I. I have to go at J, K, L equals to 33, and M and O equaling to 42. So I get 3 and I flip over, and then I get 3, and now I P, Q, R, and now I flip over for one last time, and now I flipped over both ways. I flipped over and flipped back. 1, 2, 3, my fourth one. Flip onto this side, and then 1, 2, 3, and then flip onto this side. I now flip into Mars. 42 is a gateway to a rotation cycle of 33. 6 and 9 equals to 15. 6 and 9 are my basics beginning. I'm not sure if that made any sense to anybody. I'm not completely fluent with this. To note, when you hit G, you hit the 28 days of the moon, but not until you pass 35, right? Do you run to the cycle? 3.5 is the center of this. So 3.5 to the center times 8 equals to the 28. And everything works 4 this way and then 4 that way, the 8 ways that flip us around to get to the 28 days of the moon. Since there's nobody around and I'm not fluid, I'm going to be telling you a few more things of what I've already had on the format. Let me see if I can look back and see what I was doing right. In this one, what I did is I multiplied my first four numbers, right? My first four numbers. Let me give you an example. My first four numbers are 1 and 19 and 28 and 30 and 30, 119, and 10. This will equal to 58. So I went 58 times 6 equals to 340. 58 times 6. This is a mistake. 58 times 6 is equal to 348. So what happens with this is 15, 12, 3 times 62. 6 times 62 is 372. 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 times 66 is 396 equals to 18. 6 times 7 is 420. 6 times 74. Okay, 24. 24 more, 24 more, 24 more, 24 more. So it equals to this. So not 27, this one will equal to 36. If we come down this way, it equals to 45. If we count down this way, it equals to 36. If we count down this way, it equals to 36. We count down this way, it equals to 45. So we can see, well, this is, hold on, 33. This is 27, 30. This is 45. I don't know why it's like that. So we can see that the value inside here is 72 and 45. 72, 77, and 40, 117. That is the star value, 7, 11, and it's going to explain this cube against these dots. Take away the total dots, 21. You have a total of 54 on here. So 21 dots, or 3 by 7 equals 21 dots. The 3 by 11 equals 33 voids on this cube. To understand that. To understand the four corners, okay, to note that the four corners over here is 27, 37, 47, 57. So the four corners, let me do that. I'm going to take that onto my own, and let's do this again. See, in one instance, right, I was just starting, at 6, right, to recenter my alphabet. Now I'm multiplying by 6. So here is 58, here is 70, here is 82, here is 62, 74, 86, 90, 78, 66. So when I multiply these numbers, I end up with 348. I end up with 372, 396, 420, 444, 468, 492, 516, and 540. See these two? There's a 1,220 difference. That's 10 times between 4 and 9. They end up together. So now what we're going to do is we do this one more time. And then one more time. So here we're going to end up 12, 15, 6, 9, 13, 15, 5, 6, and 6 is 12. There's another way to do this one where all zeros equal to 6. So I would add on another 6 over here. But I'm not going to do that. It'll be 36. It will be 42. I'm not going to do that. Here it's going to be 12. Did I get that before as 12 and 12? Yeah, I did. Over here, it's going to be 11. Did I get that as 11? Oh, I had that as 12. How's that possible? Let me see something. 10, 12. Yeah, it is 12. And then 9 and 6 is 15 is 18. 8 and 6, 14 is 18. And this is 9. Did I get that one over here? Yes, I did. So now when we do this, okay, what happens is when we cross, make this complete cross, okay, and I'm going to use a calculator, okay, and 444 is 1332, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1292, 1332 would be the 3 stars, plus 444 equals 1776. That's what it equals to. And how do I get that? I go 396 plus 444 plus 492 equals 1332 plus 444 equals to 1776. Right? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 12 is 3. Okay, now we do the 4 corners. I get 396 plus 492 plus 348 plus 540 equals to, see these 4 corners, right? It equals to 348 plus 396 plus 492 plus 540. Do I have that right? Something doesn't seem wrong. 492 plus 396 plus 348. Yeah, 1236. 540 plus 492 plus 396 plus 348 equals 1776. Right. So this will be 12. So this will come into 15 and 18 and 15 and 9 equals 57. Sun and the moon coming together, but the moon happens to be in a reduction. And then when we do them to the last time, okay, well, that was the last time over here. Then when we reduce it again, 6, 9, 6, 9, right? 6 and 9 and 6 and 9, okay, equals to 30. And that's day of creation, 4 months of that creation. Now we add the 3 inside of here, and we get 18 and 18, 18 and 18 and 18 equals to 54. It's the sun systems. So we're going to get this one over here, and this will be 6 and 9, all the same. And that'll be my other 18. And then this one over here will be 3 and 3. So this one will be 9. This one will be 18. This one will be 18. This one will be 18, 18, 18. So how does this, let me see how this configures. I have a 9, I got an 18, and I got an 18, right? There's an 18, here's an 18, here's an 18, here's an 18, 54. Here's an 18, here's an 18, here's a 9, 18, 18, and 9 equals to 45. So it's now a passage in the sun. Here's your 333, your passage in the sun. It'll eventually, what's it going to create? So this is what we get from this basic element over here. Now, when we reduce it, right? When we reduce it and we count this line over here, it equals to 222. When I count this line over here, it equals to 222. When I count this line over here, it equals to 222. When I count this line over here, it equals to 222 or 888. If I only count 3 of the lines, I'll get 666 times 4. If I count only 2 of the lines, I'll get 222 times 2. Sorry, this I meant 4 stars. This is the lines. Because there's many ways to create the star. There's this star. There's this star. There's this star. And there's this star. So, can we call them Mars stars? Sisters. For the Mars moons and stars? These are the 4 ways to create the stars. These are your 222s. In reduction in the primary verse, right? Just to note again that if you want to pick any one of these numbers, pick number 6, 1 through 9, you pick number 6. Well, the base formation of 6, okay, is this, equaling to 39. Now, then, did I get that right? 24, 39, right, and 6 equaling to 45. Now, your next one level up, right, from this will be 33. And that's where you'll get 78. And then we have 78 over here. And then we end up with our 222. So now what we're going to do in that one is we're going to reduce this one, just like we did here. So reducing that one. Eight and 5 is 13. 6 and 2 is 8. 6 and 6 is 12. 7, 11, 15. So if we take a look down, 58 became 13. 62 became 8. 6 and 6 is 12. 7 and 4 is 11. When we do that scenario, we add them up, we get 33. We add them up, we get 33. We add them up, we get 33. Now we have an I formation inside of this one, and your I formation star, 33, 33, 33, equals to 99, Jupiter 13. Now, if we do it the star compiled formation, here's 33, here's 33, here's 33. That's 99. We can create this star over here and create another 99 to where we're going to get 4 times 99 equaling to 396. 6 hours, 36 minutes, if you'd like to look at that way as well. So now we can understand where our 33 comes in. Now, if we only want to count the corners of 12, 10, 13, and 9, we're going to have 10 and 12 corner, right? And we're going to have the 13 and 9 corner equals to 44, equals to 44, equals to 22, equals to 22, which is, wow, I should have just did 22. 22 and 22, right, which is the V letter, which exists both in Mars and Earth as V1 and V22, equaling also to the word ape and life. So if you're thinking of the word ape and life, right, think a little bit about cloud because of the smoke. Now, if we count the in-between to this, we have 8 and 14, 22. Quarter life DNA. Or we have the 7 and 15, 22. So at the gateway, this shows me a gateway. It's the letters O and N. It's the beginning of pi. The beginning of pi at 3.1415. 911 comes in here. So we get this over here. And this one is 22. And the total is 88. Or how about window? So if you're talking about Windows 10, it's A, B, C, D equaling to 10, 4 sides, and then EF equaling to window 10, window 11, where the 10 would be the ring, and this would be the hole in the pole. The hole in the pole, E and F, window 10, window 11. So now we have all of these. We counted up the crisscross for 44, right? 22 and 22 equals to 44. Now here's number 11. So now are we going to count our 22 and 11 equaling to what is 33 plus 22? equaling to what is 55, understanding how our numbers work. How should we, or should I be doing this? Equaling to 50. 13, 12, and 25 equaling to 50. What would it be if I go the other way? It'd be 19, 30, it'll be 38 going the other way. So this is where I get my 222, my 666, my 888, my 22, my 33 for the Christ. This is where it all comes from. That is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth of that reality. Let me see what else there is in here. I'm going to be talking about this in my next video. Right? If you come to the end, is where when we start, what is number one? What is number 2, 3, 4, 5? There are 45 duplicate numbers in numbers, right? But these numbers are duplicated more than once. The one, although this combination that creates one, this duplicates twice as a combination. But the one, okay, the one is said how many times in numbers is number one said, right? How many times is number one said? Number one is mentioned once under 10, and then over 10, it's mentioned 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's mentioned 10 times. So number one, okay, number one is mentioned 11 times 1. Say the 1, but you're not saying the 1 because you're saying it as 17 or 10 or 12. So you're saying it with this in mind in the 10 section. There's one area in the 1 section, there's 10 in the 10 sections, but not mentioned that way. Now, when you go to the 9s, how many 9s are there? Well, you have 9, and then you have everything in the 90s. And that's mentioned. So when you have everything in the 90s, okay, except when you do count with the ones, okay, at 71 and 81 in the French, they don't say it that way. And we don't even say the ones when it comes to the 11s. We say 1, 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, and 81. In French, we don't say 1. We use it in the 11s. Right? So, and in the 91s, we don't say it again. So 71 and 91 are not mentioned the same way. So how many times will we see ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then every way, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 times it'll be mentioned. So is that why we need 19 before things start over? And he's going to bring you back down to the base reality. In French, this is set as 11. All these are set as 11. Okay, we only say 1 this time. I'm not going to say because we see the 1 in 12 that it's mentioned, because it's not. It's only mentioned in these areas where ST comes into the faculty. Now, when it comes to 7, 8, and 9, right? 7, 8, and 9 are different. 7, 8, and 9 are different because we say 17, 18, 19, 77, 78, 79. We also say 97, 98, and 99. So we're also going to say 7, 27, 37, 47, 57, and 67. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times it's mentioned. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and 9 times is the difference. And to note, 7 and 9, the Q and the Z have been moved over to the number 1 on the ATM from the 7th and the 9th position, although they both have a value of 8. 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 and 7. They have been moved over to the 1 position. 7 and 9 are not like the others. And in fact, neither is 8. Part of 8 is inside 9, and part of the design of H and I, which is the 8th and 9th letter, are inside the same thing. And to note that the reverse of 8 of 9 is 1, where 1 is a half-life. Raphael, 7286, in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.